Good evening, Chicago. Honored Rabbanim, Rosh Hashivas, leaders, laymen, Yidden from all walks of life. You're coming together to daven, Torah, Tefillah, Tzedakah, for the Jewish people, Jewish communities in Ukraine, and I'm honored to represent those Yidden who are living in Ukraine. About 100 years ago, in the early 1900s, my grandparents fled from a small village in the Chernigov County in Ukraine, and they came to Chicago. And they built a beautiful family in Chicago, many of whom are still there. So I feel privileged to address you in Chicago as history repeats itself. Here I am running from Ukraine, but the difference is that over 100 years ago, my grandparents ran because of pogroms, because of hatred that was being addressed towards the Jewish people. And like someone just mentioned before, today, Jewish people are leaving Ukraine with their heads held high. They're privileged to be able to go somewhere. But even more than that, those that stay behind are also privileged because the local communities, the local people, the non-Jewish people are praising the Jewish people from around the world for praying for them, for doing all different types of acts of goodness and kindness, which is spilling over not only to the Jewish community, but also to the non-Jewish people living in Ukraine. They are praising the Jews from around the world. All of these Zooms and gatherings, which are being live fed online, in today's day and age, these things are watched. They're looked at from all over the world. People are watching, they're watching you, and they see the posts on all the social media. They are getting strength and support and comfort from the fact that the Jewish community around the world has come together to give them blessings and support. Up until Thursday morning of last week, I was in my city where I've been for over 17 years now. I had no plans of leaving. I was there with my community. And as most of my other colleagues throughout Ukraine, in 35 cities throughout Ukraine, almost all of us were here and here to stay with our communities. And the reason is because when we came here, we didn't come here on vacation. We didn't come here because it was a luxurious lifestyle. I didn't move to Sumi from Simcha Monica, California, in order to live a luxurious life where they turn off the water at night or they'll turn off the electricity, etc. And anyone who's been to Ukraine, I think, understands what I mean. We have built up communities, Yidden. These are Jewish people who went through the Second World War. They went through communism. They're thirsty to learn about their Jewishness. They're thirsty to learn about anything that's Jewish. Thriving communities shuls, schools, universities, all types of programs that you would have in any American or anywhere else in the world. The largest Jewish center in the world is in Dnipropetrovsk, Ukraine. A thriving Jewish community with hundreds of families. All of these families are running, and they're running for their life, and it's hard, it's horrendous to watch. And I know that you probably see a lot more than we do, because we try not to look at what's going on. We're busy throughout the night. It's now already 4:30 in the morning here. We're busy on the phones. We're busy trying to get a hold of buses to get people out of places where they can't get out of. Yidden who are in Sumy today are pretty much locked down. They can't leave the city. We're trying to get them out. Other cities like Mariupol, Kherson, where the shliach is in Kherson till today, and he can't leave. Neither can anybody else in the city leave. These are things that we're busy with all day, and getting phone calls from all over the world about my brother and my cousin and my uncle and my baba who were stuck in this place or in that place, and can somebody get to them? Can somebody get them some food? All of these are real things that are happening on the ground. We don't have time to really think about everything else that's going on. And to be honest, the most difficult decision that we had to make on Thursday morning last week, when we decided that it was time for us to leave the city, I had to take my wife and my kids. I couldn't find one driver for any price to take us out of the city. And I just ended up packing everyone up in our car and doing the drive by myself with my wife, 24 hours straight driving. We joked along the way that our car turned into a Tesla along the way, because we had no idea how it was driving with the amount of sleep that we had for the past week. It was impossible to just holding the wheel and we were driving. And it was a very difficult decision. We came to Moldavia. We spent Shabbos in Kishinev with other rabbis, their families from Kharkov, from Dnipropetrovsk, from Cherkasy. It was a Shabbos of unity, a Shabbos of tears. Every one of us. I'm not the biggest. I'm not the most emotional of the group, as you might see, but the tears were just flowing. The only thing we can think about is our communities who are locked in, who need food, people who need medicines. On Friday, as I was driving on my marathon drive, one of the Jews in our community called me and he said, "Rabbi, he's on dialysis. He hadn't had a chance to go to the hospital to get his dialysis for the whole week. He's feeling extremely weak, and he says, I can't breathe, and I know I need a blood transfusion." And I called the clinic and I asked them to give me a blood transfusion, and they denied it. They said they can't give it to you because it's all being saved for the soldiers, for the army. I had to call the head doctor, who I know very well, to try to get this man a blood transfusion. I said, whatever the price it is, just you'll tell me later, whatever it is, I'm willing to pay the price. Just make sure this man gets a pint of blood. He just needed a blood transfusion. And he said, Rabbi, I'll get it for you. It's going to be expensive, but I'll get it for you. After Shabbos, I called him. Something which should have been for free on a regular day cost me $1,000. All of the food that we're getting for people, It's becoming less and less available. It's becoming more and more expensive. A bus ride out of the city, which on a regular day would cost a few $100s, you can't even get that bus ride for $10,000, $20,000. People don't want to drive, people don't want to get out on the road, and it's difficult to get people out to safety. And when I mean out to safety, the cities many of the cities, Baruch Hashem, not all of them, but many of the cities are being bombarded, and it's very, very, it's a sakana. It's literal sakanas nefashos. People are in danger. They can't go out of their homes. They can't go out on the street. There's curfews. You can't go out at night, etc. I have to reiterate that the tefillas, the tehillim, the mitzvahs that people are doing around the world are being broadcast. People see it. They're getting chizuk from that. They are going down to the bunkers with their tehillim because they know that Jews around the world are saying tehillim for them, and they literally feel, I hear this from my community, and I know from the other rabbis, they hear it from their communities. They know that they're in Hashem's hands, and they know that at this point, the only thing that's going to help them in any way are the tefillas, the prayers of people around the world. And with that said, in order to save them in a physical sense, we do need funds. We need funds. And I want to just clarify, because I get a lot of calls, even from colleagues and from people around the world, and they want to know, how much do you need? What do you need the funds for? What can I give money to? And the answer is going to change on the minute. Today I need a blood transfusion for somebody. Tomorrow I need a loaf of bread for somebody. The next day I need a car or a bus to get people out of the city. On another day I might need money to bribe somebody in order to get him out or to get him in. It's endless. And there's no way that anybody could put a price tag on any of these things because it changes as we speak. So I understand it's a very difficult thing to just give tzedakah, to donate, and to feel like you're actually helping. The fact is that when we on the ground know that we have the backing, when I know that there is a fund which is there, and I can turn to them and I can say, I need the $5,000 right now wired to this bank account, or I need this amount of money, and I know it's going to be there. It gives me the ability, the mobility, and I can get around, I can do what I need to do. And this is I'm not speaking for myself, I'm speaking again for rabbis in 35 cities, some of whom are still there, very few unfortunately. And most of us are out of our cities, but we're still in touch 24/7. And I reiterate, 24/7. This Shabbos was a regular day for all of us. We were literally on the phones, speaking to people, making sure that they're safe. This is a matter of sakanas nefashos. It's a matter of saving lives. Many people were traveling on the roads the whole Shabbos, and we need to be in touch with them, etc. So that's one thing. Another part of this whole story is that many of the people who are getting out, and Baruch Hashem, they are getting out, they're coming out to the borders, and they're being greeted by the Chabad Shluchim who are on the border cities. On the side of Ukraine, and then on the side of Moldavia or Romania or Poland. And the amount of food and clothing, and when we came to Moldavia, the shluchim were there. My kids went into this room that had bags of toys. Who was thinking about toys? We're thinking about saving our lives. they were thinking about making sure that kids that come in have a bag of toys and they can choose toys, clothing, mattresses are being bought, kitchens are being put together in order to cook. In Moldavia, in Kishinev, they're cooking for hundreds of people daily, and the meals are just going out all over. It's an incredible amount of money that's being spent. It's being spent well, and people are getting what they need, Baruch Hashem. The more we have, the more we can provide. So our plea to you is, in ruchnius, in spiritual sense, keep it up, storm the heavens. We want to see Mashiach right now. The first siren that I heard a week and a half ago on Thursday morning, I told my children, this is the shofar of Mashiach. This is the sound of the shofar, because we never heard a siren before. And I still believe that could and will be. And we're all going to Eretz Yisrael with Mashiach now. Keep up the spirit, storm the heavens, and it's going to happen. And on the other hand, we still have to worry about the physical lives of these people. They're our brothers. We're Koima Shlema. The whole Jewish people are one being. I can tell you that we feel it here. The Jewish people feel it. The non-Jewish people will have to feel it as well. And whatever you can do to support the work of the different shluchim around, it will be much appreciated. And the Eresh should bench you and all of us, that we should see the Geula Shlema right now. Thank you very much.